As I'm currently working on our 5th edition of the guide and doing a market report for 2025, I thought it's a great opportunity to sit down with our head of sales, Roger, to ask a few questions about the 2025 market. How did Marbella's real estate market compare to your expectations in 2024?
2024 was another great year in real estate in Marbella. At Homerun, we increased our turnover with 30%, which I'm really happy and proud with. We can see that the market is strong. It's solid. The balance between supply and demand is how we want it. According to a study from Idealista, supply was down with 9% in 2024, which led to that the prices increased with almost 14%. We are still waiting for the numbers of Q4. I do feel that the first part of the year was stronger than the second part, and that can due to many factors like the weather. We had the heavy rains during the fall with the terrible events in Valencia, for example, and I believe that affected a lot of the travelers that were coming to Spain. So I feel that a lot of people paused the second half of 2024 and looking for 2025 instead.
And what key trends would you say then shaped the market in 2024?
I would say several. Marbella is still one of the best places to live, right? I mean, we both live here and enjoy it. And that was confirmed as Marbella was awarded with the Best Overall Destination Award. This is an award that is voted among more than 1 million seasoned travelers. It's one of the best places to live. We have the healthcare, we have the school systems, and also we have products of a very high level. So even the most demanding buyer can find the best kind of real estate here, I would say. So supply and demand are on a level where we want it. And since COVID, even if that's now kind of way in the past, we do feel that people do prioritize life and lifestyle. And that's what you're getting buying in Marbella. So people are willing to pay premium for it. At the same time, I would say Marbella gives a great value for your money when we're comparing with similar markets like the French Riviera, Monaco. Weather is better here. We are more of an overall whole year destination here. We're comparing with Miami, Dubai, etc. You're still getting a lot bang for buck here in terms of real estate.
Yeah, that's very true. And did you then see a change in demographic? Like, did you see that there was more people here and the type of buyers? Did you see a shift in 2024?
Yeah, I did. The demographic of the nationalities of buyers do change year by year, depending on economics, politics. So 2024 was the big election year. We have had a lot of big elections. I would say that meant that we also had a lot of hesitation from a lot of buyers waiting to see outcome from a lot of big elections. So in demographics, we are, even if Scandinavians and Swedes especially are among the biggest groups of buyers, they have been more hesitant. Instead, we've seen Polish buyer coming in strongly to the market. We're seeing a lot more overseas buyers, Canadians and Americans. So the demographic seemed to change year by year. Scandinavia is interest rate sensitive, meaning when interest rates are high, purchase power goes down. And that's why we see less of them. But in the end, when we're looking at Marbella, we have 165,000 registered inhabitants. On top of that, we have another 100,000 of what's called floating inhabitants. They may stay here 6 months of the year or just a day less than 6 months of the year. Out of these people, a third are international buyers or international clients from over 153 different countries. So we are an international destination. So when one market weakens, another one gets stronger.
And these buyers that are now those that were holding off in 2024, do you think you will see an increase in them in 2025?
Yes, so I believe that we're going to see more of the Scandinavians coming back as interest rates are coming down. That should and hopefully lead to a stronger Swedish and Norwegian crown compared to the euro, giving them better purchase power. But meanwhile, we see a lot of new nationalities becoming stronger in the Marbella market.
Okay, yeah, that's very interesting. And how do you feel about the current mood in the market? Is it optimistic or cautious or somewhere in between? What would you say?
Well, I would say it's very optimistic. We've started extremely strong. I think we have the strongest January ever. A lot of companies saying that they have had the strongest January on record. This can be a bit of a pent up demand because when we look at 2024, the first half was stronger than the second. That may have to do with the rains that we had in the fall, and that they've just waited. But I'm seeing a lot of positivity. We have a lot of activity. Agents are busy. There's viewings already in January, and January is generally a slower month.
So, in comparison to 2024, you would say 2025 is starting off much stronger.
Much stronger, absolutely. And I see buyers that are, as interest rates now have come down, it's unlocked a lot of buyers that are now willing to move forward.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually what I was going to ask you next, because we have seen that interest rates are a major talking point. So how do you think they will affect the buyers this year?
So I think it's important that if we talk about the luxury market that we operate, and that's called the luxury market is everything in excess of 2 million euros. In 2022, when interest rates started going up, we saw a bit of a pause in buyers up to about 5 million. While buyers above 5 million, 5 to 10, 10 to 20, they acted. That was a hot market. As inflation was high, we could see a lot of buyers realizing their dream and hedging for inflation by buying that dream home in Marbella. But the market between 2 and 5 slowed down a little bit in this area, and I think we're seeing that catching up at this moment. Interest rates have been coming down. Everything seems to be pointing that it will continue come down in 2025 and 2026, and that's already unlocked a lot of buyers in this segment for 2025. I think it's worth to mention that in the luxury segment above 2 million euros, there are only 10% that actually buy with a mortgage.
Yeah, but then that's also why that market isn't affected as much as the lower price segment. Do you see any new areas emerging then in Marbella? Like, where are these buyers buying?
It's still the same prime areas, I would say. Nueva Lucia, the Golden Mile, La Quinta, Sagaleta, and Madronal is waking up again, I would say. Let me highlight Madronal because we haven't had any new properties in Madronal for about 3-4 years. So that has been a supply question of supply in Madronal. But we had a launch of Villa 5 in Madronal, Gate 5, that sold in record speed. And we have a pipeline of new, really interesting villas coming up in Madronal. So we've got the security, we've got the views, we've got the nature, and now we've got the product that I think people have been waiting for in that area. So that's an area to keep an eye on. I believe that when we're seeing new developments more on the apartment kind of side, the area to look out for is probably between Marbella and Estepona. That's called the new Golden Mile. And the markets often refers to the Golden Triangle, which is between Marbella, Estepona, and Benavides. So those are markets where we can where we see a lot of interest in general.
So, if you had to predict one major trend for the Marbella real estate market this year, what would it be?
So when it comes to products, we're seeing bigger international architects' names entering the arena of Marbella. So we've got Marcio Kogan, for example, doing villas in Madronal at this moment. And this kind of steps up the competition between developers when it comes to design, functionality, energy efficiency, and just smart home solutions like and sustainability of the houses. We are moving away from the white boxes.
Yeah, thank God.
Thank God, finally. I mean, I love them as well. Many do, but I think we've seen plenty of them for now. And it is an evolution in design, but we're seeing it from the great local architects that we have here as well that are delivering some amazing new things that are under construction at this moment. When it comes to market trends and economics, I believe that we will see another price increase coming this year. Expert talks anything between 5 and 10%. But we are also going to see the effect of, there was a price increase in construction in 2022, 2023, and we're starting to see those products now rolling out to the market priced accordingly to the construction cost, which is also going to help boost the price levels.
So how could buyers and investors then position themselves to benefit the most from the new market standard?
When it comes to buyers, that quote rings to mind: best time to buy real estate was yesterday, the second best was today. And it may sound cheesy, but it's true. That's how it is. And when it comes to developers, I think the thing that has proven to sell is quality in prime locations at the right price sells fast. Simple as that.
So it was recently decided that the golden visas will be removed this year. How do you see that impacting the Spanish real estate market?
I think it's a shame that they're removing the golden visa. I think it's a great thing, but I don't believe it's going to affect the market in any way. There are other solutions for people that want to relocate to Spain. One example is the Beckham law. But to confirm this, Madrid has become the #1 destination for the ultra-rich, in front of Miami, Dubai, and Madrid wins this position because of its great healthcare, restaurants, school systems. It's safe, it's clean, and this will obviously spread as well. Baya no hay playa. So in the end, I believe that a lot of these international buyers that end up in Madrid will also find Marbella attractive for the summer residences or holiday homes. And to be honest, from our perspective at Homerun Brokers, the golden visa hasn't been the big client group for us.
What would you say is the biggest challenge facing buyers and investors in 2025?
I would say the challenge is in the unknown. And the unknown could be political or economical reasons that could affect the market. I am impressed, though, how resilient the Marbella market has proven to be over the years through oil crisis, COVID, etc., etc. It seems to be a strong market, but we never know on the macroeconomical scale. But in the end, Marbella is still the best place to live.
So since Marbella is such a good investment opportunity, where would you recommend an investor to focus? What would you say is a good investment in Marbella?
That is a difficult question based on what kind of investor and what kind of investment we are looking for, because there are many different of ways to invest. Whether you're investing in a rental property or a rental portfolio and look at it at long term, well, then I would look at the prime areas, preferably with walking distances. I would recommend to invest in villas if you can, due to political discussions when it comes to short-term rentals in apartments. But in a villa, you're untouchable. If it comes to speculation, if you want to buy and flip, again, the same thing there. Location, location, location. The difficulty is obviously finding land to build or finding properties to develop. That's obviously something we can help investors to map out and find the opportunities when they arrive.
So if you were going to invest right now, how would you do that?
Personally, I find real estate the most sort of secure way of investing. I have invested in rental properties that are long money. I see on a long horizon. I also invest in home run developments, which is a great vehicle for investors that don't have time to be running on site themselves every day. I know that there's professionals looking after and adding value to the projects there. We make sure to always pick the projects with the best margins and where we do, spend a great deal of market research in the opportunities that we choose. So that's a way for me to invest into projects without having to be hands-on every day. But in the end, I believe that real estate is the perfect ratio between risk and reward. The risk is low, it's brick on brick, it's not going to blow away, and the reward is very healthy. And I still struggle to see any other kind of investment that gives the return as real estate done well with this low of a risk.
So if I want to buy my first property in Marbella, what would be your best piece of advice for me?
My first piece of advice would be to pick an agent. Pick an agent that you feel you click with and that asks you the right questions and understand you and what you're looking for. There's a huge difference between buying in Spain, Marbella, compared to many other countries. What's important to understand that if you would feel that you and I click, I've asked you the right questions, so you feel that I understand what you are looking for and what you need and what kind of life you want to lead. So based on that, I have access to everything that is for sale. And that means I can filter out everything that doesn't suit the life you want to lead, and the properties that are interesting or overpriced, I can help you filter that out. And therefore, we narrow it down to the properties that are best for you. If it's an investment, private use, or whatever the purpose may be. Yeah. So my advice is basically pick your agent.
Okay. And are there any common mistakes that buyers make that you would warn me for?
In the process, if you find something that you really like, it ticks all the boxes. You love it, it's a great location, and the price is right, surely someone else is going to think the same. So make sure that you get a reservation in. Reserve the property, put a reservation deposit into escrow, meaning that's not paid out to the vendor. Then you start your legal checks, the legal due diligence, the technical inspection if it feels like one's needed. Sometimes people do the opposite way around. They wait and they lose the property, which is a problem because then you have an attachment and it's really difficult to find something similar because you're going to compare everything to that property. The other way is if you start your technical due diligence and the legal due diligence before you've reserved and taken the property off the market, again, someone else may come and snatch it up. There's nothing saying that that property is held for you because you like it.
No. So act quick is what you're telling me.
Well, act quick. At least if you like it, get in there, get a reservation deposit. And even before you start your viewings, we can put you together with a mortgage broker that can give you a mortgage approval. So if you're looking to finance, you have all your ducks in a row to move forward.
So as head of sales of Homerun Brokers, what keeps you motivated in Marbella's real estate market? Is there anything that is unexpected about your job?
I don't think unexpected, but there are several things. First of all, it's in the question, Marbella. I get to live in Marbella. That was a choice I already made. I love the business. I love real estate. I get to work with some of the best product in the world. The houses that we work with are, we get to see new cool things every day. I love meeting new people. We get to work with superstars from their different expertise areas, whether they are sportsmen, businessmen. The people that we get to work with are very interesting when it comes to clients. And as head of sales at Homerun Brokers, obviously the everyday, the team, the family that we have here. So I get to live it's finally Monday kind of life. Yeah. So that was quite a few reasons.
Yeah, very good reasons. And do you have any special memorable moment from 2024 as head of sales that you remember?
Even though we grew a lot in sales numbers in 2024, that was a year of investment for us. We invested in the team, in the company, in our offices, and in systems so that we are able to deliver an even better service for more clients in 2025 and onwards. And I'm really excited to see the results of that. Maybe that's not the answer you were looking for. Maybe that's a boring answer, but that's kind of what I live and breathe at the moment.
Yeah, so you're excited about 2025 then. What do you see for Homerun Brokers this year? I know we have a lot of much bigger listings coming in. What are you most excited about?
There's a lot to be excited about. It feels like the teams really come together. We're all pointing the same way. It seems like everyone's highly motivated, and I believe we have a great year ahead of us. We are seeing Mallorca take off this year as well. So we are expanding, or we have expanded, and we see the result of that. And I truly believe that 2025 is going to be a very good and interesting year.
Okay, thank you so much, Roger. So to sum it up, then it's safe to say that we believe 2025 is going to be a stronger year than 2024. So we have a lot to look forward to. Thank you so much.
Thank you.